Here we go again. You gotta step into the shot a little bit, buddy. Good morning, Tracy. I've often thought what would happen if I attached this to the wall somewhere. I'm sure what he'd do is he'd rub up against it until he bled, wouldn't you? Yes, you would, because that's just how you are, aren't you? Okay, let's see what's going on here. He's here. Yes, he is. Good morning, everybody. How are you doing? I put the brush away, didn't I? What a horrible owner I am, aren't I bet you I can buy you back with a kitty treat or two, though, can't I? Oh, there he goes. That's how he is. White's love is absolutely for rent. So how we doing today? Got to get this thing warmed up here. Yeah, it's conditional love, definitely. I don't know. I just decided to put him in the background. What do you think? Oh, the flood's all right. You know, the water's seeped into the ground. If I got the pool level back up. Actually, it's been really warm for the last few days, so I'm gonna have to top it off again because we've had a lot of evaporation. How's my mom? My mom's doing fine. She's still in the rehab place. She was kind of happy yesterday that she kind of got a day off from doing all the physical therapy and just kind of had a day to kind of kick back and relax. But she was complaining. Apparently, one of the people in the adjacent room was like just on a rant for like 2 hours straight. She didn't even know what was going on. It's just she was just ranting about whatever was going on. So I don't know. I think she's ready to go. I think she's ready to go home. Yeah, I don't know. That was kind of a drag about the pump. I think we damaged the pump too, so I might have to replace that. Not looking forward to that. I was looking at the price of those things today. Those things ain't cheap. No, no, the chemicals didn't do anything to the grass. There's Rhonda. All right, she said she might be a little late today. Not that late. We're just 4 minutes into this. Yeah, it's a drag, but you know what? It's part of being a homeowner. Someone please tell you why you work for this job. You said a couple months ago was your me time. There's a pretty thick layer of ice on here today. There we go. See, one of the things I like and hate about these glasses, the glass is really thick, and so if the glass is cold, it keeps the contents cold very, very well for a long period of time. But the problem is if the glass is at room temperature and you put a cold liquid in it, the glass will suck all the cold out of it. So what I usually do is I'll end up throwing these things in the freezer or in the fridge before I use them, so that when I pour the liquid in them, they stay nice and cold. Well, I put these in the freezer about half an hour or 45 minutes ago, and got the glasses nice and cold. Then put the water in them and put the water in the freezer, and then I had like about a quarter of an inch thick chunk of ice on there. So but it's cold water. I love the cold water. No, the veggie garden didn't get flooded out. That's upstream of the pool. It was just that lower area there between the pool and the house. Yeah, I saw something that there'd been some sort of a change in Jordan's grandfather. I haven't had a chance to go look at the video, but I hope everything turns out okay. All the machines froze 49 minutes ago and you couldn't sell anything. Oh man, that's no good. Yeah, that's hard to do that at a store. Yeah, like I said, I just saw the video pop up on Facebook this morning on the Days with Jordan the Lion page. Haven't had a chance to watch it yet, though. You're being lazy, still in bed. All right, that sounds like a good start to a day. I got to do a live stream from bed. No, hats don't have anything to do with the next vlog. I just saw them out and decided I was gonna put them in the frame here. Most of them have to have something to do with different vlogs I've done, or or vloggers I've done things with. You did get up to feed the cats. Okay, so it's not a perfect day then, huh? To be a perfect day, you have to be able to stay in bed all day. You gonna come out and visit, Bite? You were here at the beginning. Oh, I don't have a Bucky's hat. I don't know which one. Which one are you thinking of as the Bucky's hat? Am I thinking about getting another tortoise? No, everything I've kind of read about tortoises, or at least gopher tortoises, which is what Flash is, indicates that they're kind of solitary animals. So, she seems to be perfectly happy, just kind of doing her thing here. So, no, I'm not planning on getting another one. At least not now. I mean, if I were to lose Flash, then I'd consider getting another one because I like having her around. Logan loves Flash. Okay, that's good. I'll make sure to tell her. Yeah, but how much more productive can you be than laying around in bed all day? I mean, that's like the perfect day. Actually, I plan on being a little productive today too. I'm on my long weekend, and I've kind of taken a few days off over the past couple of weeks, either because I just wanted a day off or because I had other things to do that weren't really vlog material. And so I got to do 4 vlogs this week just to get a little bit back ahead of the game. I got nothing in the hopper right now. The vlog that went up last night, that's the last one that I have. If I were to die right now, it would end with this. Going out later to pick up a dollhouse. Is that for you or for the girls? Yeah, I don't know. I might do a cooking vlog this week. You, of course. Yeah, well, of course. Yeah, that was almost kind of a stupid question. You talking this hat right here? Is it that? So I'm talking about that isn't a Bucky's hat. That was the hat I got when I went to the train museum in Temple. Although you're maybe closer to being right than you would when you think, because the local Bucky's here is in Temple. So I don't know. Maybe the girls hate dolls, huh? Oh, they're into cars. All right, there we go. That works for me. Everything daddy. Okay, they're daddy's girls. That's a good thing. That's a good thing for Charlotte and Logan to be. There's nothing wrong with being a daddy's girl. There's less of a stigma attached to it than being a mama's boy. Just saying. Logan and daddy got a die cast test car for birthday. Well, that's fun. Just baked a blueberry dump cake. I don't know what that is. Hi, Cheryl. How are you? Yeah, if you had 4 kids, you were hoping at least one would be like you. Uh, I guess you don't really have a choice in things like that. Maybe they'll change. Maybe they'll outgrow it. Yeah, it's supposed to be kind of hot here today too. We had a little bit of rain last night, and that cooled things off overnight. But we got another thunderstorm coming in tonight. So hopefully this is going to be a more normal Texas summer because this is, I think, almost technically considered our monsoon season. And so we get a lot of rain usually in the summer. And it looks like this is more of a normal year. I'm hoping. It's a trip. I got less than an eighth of an inch of rain last night and it filled up my rain barrel. That just shows how much water comes off the roof. Also shows me how much water is going down the drain. Hi, Cindy. I'm doing fine. How are you? It's hot in Canada, huh? All right. I kind of like it when it gets hot and humid here because that's what it is that usually triggers the rain. That's when we get our thunderstorms, when it gets really hot and humid. Need to shop for a new laptop. Actually, I don't think that would sound like such a chore. I kind of shop. I like shopping for things like that. Laptop I've got right now, though, is I've got a lot of miles on it, and it's still in good shape. I think I do have to get a new pump, and yeah, it's about $600. So I'm gonna have to budget a little bit for that. I think it's $600. I went looking this morning to figure out what they cost, and I saw one on eBay for 599. I tried going to the website of Belmead Pools, but their website doesn't have like individual things. It's just we sell pool toys, we sell pool equipment and that kind of stuff, but they don't actually get into specifics. Hey, I got this model pump for this amount, but I've seen the pump in the store, so I know they have it. But yeah, if it's $600, that's about what I was expecting too, because I've got a little bit of experience with water pumps because I used to have a waterfall in the backyard in my house in California, and I had to replace the pump a couple of times. And the pump that is maybe moves a quarter of the amount of water this one does was still 150 or $200. So yeah, this laptop has a touchscreen. I use it sometimes, but usually I'm just using the keyboard. It's also kind of neat because the whole screen will flip over backwards and it'll go flat with the screen on the outside, and I can use it as basically a giant pad. And so that's kind of cool too. Unfortunately, I can't really show you that in the live stream because I'm using the laptop to broadcast. But it'll fold all the way backwards, and then I can just flip it over. Keyboard will be on one side, the monitor on the other, and you can just use it as a pad. I've had two laptops, and they've both been HPs, and I've been very, very happy with both of them. So I mean, they're those are maybe sometimes a little bit more pricey, but I've had two, like I said, two laptops in my life, and I've had laptops, I don't know, for 10 or 12 years. And, so that's a pretty good life expectancy for them. In fact, the other laptop, the first one I have, actually still works. I still have it, it still works. But I started using this one because I got it for Christmas the year before I left California and came to Texas. And I knew the other one was getting old. And so I didn't want to have it die on me in the middle of the trip. So I started using this one, but the other one still works. Yeah, soft bullet, and got this shirt from the Flaming Lips concert when I went with Jordan. He actually bought it for me, which was really cool. He dumped a full bottle of Febreze on your laptop and couldn't get it to work again. Yeah, sometimes that's all you got to do is just dry it out. Yeah, I've heard about the solid state laptops. I'd consider that. Laptops do pretty well for a long period of time if you just take care of them. Except for a little dust on this one. This one looks pretty new. It's in good shape. I don't have any problems with it. You've super luck with electronics. Is that a truthful statement, or is that you being sarcastic and missing a few buttons? Is that you, or are you missing the buttons, or your laptop? Cat barfed on one of your laptop's keyboards. Oh man. Okay, you're being serious. Get almost anything to work. Yeah, I mean, usually with if you get like water on a laptop, yeah, just let it dry. Water doesn't dissolve anything; it just shorts everything out. But if you don't try and turn it on, you leave the power off of it and let it dry out, it'll probably be fine. Okay, so the keyboard's missing the laptop, the keys, or the laptop's missing the keys, but you're just missing a few screws. Okay, I get it. Well, usually when they talk about solid state, they're talking about the hard drive. And with a hard drive, it's usually a spinning platter with a little head that reads over the top of it. And when you have any moving parts, eventually they wear out. But with a solid state, there's no moving parts. It's more like a thumb drive for memory. So there's no moving parts, so they last longer. And also sometimes I think they're faster too. Oh, your keys stopped working. Yeah, you probably got moisture in there, and it probably didn't dry out very well. Because sometimes the mechanism for the keyboard, there's lots of little nooks and crannies in there. Another advantage with solid state hard drives is if you bang the laptop around and it has a regular hard drive, it can result in that head crashing into the platter, and that can damage the hard drive. Whereas with solid state, they're a little bit more rugged. Jessica dumped an iPod into the toilet. Okay, well, yeah, I mean, Sometimes those spam messages can really get on your nerves. You worked at Sequest, okay, or SideQuest. I had. Do you remember SideQuest drives that they were like removable media that hold like 40 megabytes? They were popular for about 10 minutes in about the late 80s, early 90s. I don't know. I don't think I even have a SideQuest drive anymore. I got all sorts of weird, uh, obsolete media types. So it's kind of fun. It's an interesting little collection. President Bush, don't you mean Biden? I did sort of a help desk thing when I was at DMI. One of my that was one of my jobs. I took customer calls all the time because he like because he like tripped over a sandbag or something like that. And I guess later on the same day, he bumped his head getting into the helicopter or airplane or something. Yeah, I think I remember that. Some of the original digital cameras had floppy disks in them. I remember that. That's way old. It's funny. I was digging through an old drawer. I want to show you this. Speaking of old, obsolete cameras, this thing. This is a camera that was popular for about 5 minutes in about the early 80s. Instead of using traditional film, it used a flat disc that you put in it. And that's what they called it. It was a disc camera. See if I can get it open here. Yeah, get my eyeballs on here so I can see what I'm doing. Ah, that's why I can't get it open. I'm working on the wrong side. But yeah, see the disc went in there. It wasn't a floppy disk. It was actually film on this disc, and you shot the photo, and and then you sent the disc in to have it developed like a regular film. But look at how thin that thing is. Like I said, it was popular for about 5 minutes. I think they were really excited about the word disc because that was its thing. But I guess the problem was since the disc was so small, it didn't it didn't have really high resolution. So the pictures that came off of it weren't really that good. But everybody was really excited about them for about 5 minutes. Yeah, the ones with the floppy disks, they had to be pretty good size because I mean a floppy disk is, you're talking one of the 3.5 inch floppy disks, as I remember, not like the 5 inch floppy disks, but the little ones. Yeah, I remember that was kind of the joke with Ford too. Used to do photography to make money. That's cool. The ViewMaster camera. Yeah, right. Yeah, they were heavily pushed for like I said, a year or so on in commercials, but like I said, it didn't last very long. You did weddings, okay. Hey, I was wondering, do you still have the blue hair, or did you dye it back? Did you keep it? You kept it. All right, awesome. He says he's gonna. Hi, Nancy. I am well. The kitten babies are, well, Bite's right over here. I haven't seen Nibble yet this morning. Let's see if we can coax her out of her room. See if that works. At very least, we called all your pets, right? So that made it worthwhile. Oh, I hear her jumping on shelves in there. I woke the twins. Mission accomplished. Yeah, there she is, peeking around the corner a little bit. You see her head right there. See if we can coax her out here. Sometimes you got to be fast enough to get it to her without Bite stealing it. But the other approach is the shotgun approach. Take a handful of them, throw them in that direction, and Bite can't get them all. Yeah, there we did. We coaxed her out a little bit. And most of them went down the hall, so Bite seems oblivious right now. He doesn't know where his went. He only got one, but there's like half a dozen of them there at the end of the hall. He hasn't figured out are there yet. He's going to figure it out, though, pretty quick. Maybe. You going to come visit Nibble? Is that as close as you're going to get? Yeah, I think Bite figured it out. Oh, yeah, now he's got it figured out. He only focused on the one that ended up hitting the wall and ignored the ones that went down the hall. Okay, well, that's the end of that. Yeah, she's camera shy, definitely. Haven't seen Flash this morning. I checked in on her last night. She was in her summer house. And I don't know if she'll come out today. It was a little chilly out today. However, it might warm up in the afternoon. You have a cat with asthma. Okay. That will be really weird is have a cat that's allergic to cats. Munchkin has asthma. Huh. Like I said, I've never heard of that with cats. My mom's doing well. She's still in the rehab facility. Um, I guess she got to take the day off yesterday because no physical therapist came in. She said she enjoyed that, but I think she really wants to get home. She's tired of some of the neighbors she has in the rehab place. There's this man who's in one of the rooms, a few rooms down, who I guess has dementia, and he keeps walking into her room, and she keeps saying, "No, you can't be in here. This is a woman's room. Back up, turn to the right." I was talking to her on the phone. The guy kept walking into the room, and well, why can't I be in here? I don't know. I'm hoping it's going to happen pretty quick, but I think she's got to be ready too. I think there's like a Medicare limit though that kicks in at some point where they'll only pay for her to be in the place for a certain period of time. So I don't know. I think that time limit's coming up pretty fast. Oh, Cindy's checking out. Thanks for stopping in, Cindy. Good talking to you. The yard's really looking nice this year. Wow. You too. Not exactly. We didn't really figure out how old she was. I still think she's older than I am, but I am not really sure at this point because the shell ring thing turned out to kind of be a debunked theory because apparently tortoises, when they get to a certain age, they stop growing. And see, that was one of the questions I always had about the shell ring theory is that why is it that I've had Flash for I don't know 35 years, 40 years, something like that, and why is if she's if the shell's growing, why doesn't she seem to have gotten bigger to me? And that would be why they get to a certain size. They're like humans; they get to a certain size, and that's it. They stop growing. But I still think she's ancient because she was already laying eggs uh, when we found her, 35, 40 years ago. So she was an adult at that point. So, you know, what's on the menu today? I haven't really thought about that, come to think of it. Don't say that you're still hoping to get taller. Well, I don't know. You can keep hoping. Maybe someone at Cameron Park Zoo could figure it out. Yeah, maybe. There are ways, I guess, of doing it, but I guess the most reliable method involves the tortoise being dead. So that's not an option, obviously. I'm actually shrinking a little bit. I'm down to about 6'3". I was 6'4" at my top, at my peak. But I think gravity takes its effect on you as you get older. Yeah, I still can't believe that you live in an area with radioactive soil. Yeah, I think what happens is your bones tend to compress a little bit. University of Florida. Oh, that'd be a long road trip to figure out how old Flash is, though. I'm just happy she's with me. They stretch Barney to make him taller. I guess I watched the show, but I don't remember. It's been a long time since I've seen that. How's the pool doing? The pool's definitely getting warmer, but I think I'm going to have to replace the pump. Every time I turn on the pump, it trips the circuit breaker. So there's a problem there. I think we got something wet. Although maybe it'll be like Rhonda's laptop, and we'll just let it dry out for a while. It'll be okay. I don't know. Maybe I'll take it apart at some point and see if I can figure out what the problem is. Generally, if you're tripping breakers when you turn it on, though, that means that something inside got wet. And since the water comes out of the top when the pump is running, and it was the top that came loose, you had a big geyser of water shooting straight up and then come right back down on top of the pump. So it doesn't surprise me maybe that something got wet. And unfortunately for those pumps, they don't make them easy to service. It's a pain in the neck to take those things apart. I think that's a part of their attempt to keep it from getting wet inside. Is they build the pump and then mold the cover on the outside, so you can't even pull the pump out of the mold out of the plastic cover. It's just like permanently attached in there. Yeah, I hope it just needs to dry out, but the pump is getting old too, and I've had problems with it. So, maybe replacing it wouldn't be a bad thing. But it's something like I said, I'm going to have to budget for that for a while. That's not just something like I am. It's like, oh, you got a spare 600 bucks floating around. Let's go buy a new pump. Yeah, they can be a pain, but I like having a pool, especially here in Texas. I like going out and doing walks at night in the summer, especially in the summer. And when you come back and it's like 80 degrees out, you get a little warm and just it feels so good to hop into the pool after that with a nice cold beer or something. Yeah, I agree. They are worth it. I've wondered on a couple of occasions, what I would do if I removed the pool, but I haven't really seriously considered it. I like having it. Yeah, they kind of say you need to replace the sand like every year or two. It had been 4 years since well, 3 years I've been in the house almost now, and I hadn't cleaned the sand or replaced the sand at all. And it isn't really that expensive to do it. The sand is, less than $100. It's a little bit of a pain in the neck to do it, but yeah, I think I put 250 pounds in mine. It wasn't really that expensive. I just went to the pool place and said, "Hey, I need pool sand," and I don't know, I didn't know what type it was, but it's a fine grit sand. Would you ever want to buy another house and move? No, I'm happy here. I really, I like this house. I like this neighborhood. I like Waco. So no, I don't see myself buying another house. This house is I'm just getting this house beat into shape now. So it has been transformed to adapt to my needs perfectly. I mean, I've thought about it'd be fun to, buy houses and flip them. But that would be so derivative of Chip and Joanna. It would almost seem like plagiarized. Yeah, moving can be a pain. And then, unpacking everything too. I mean, I at least had somebody do the moving for me when I moved into this place. But, unpacking it took a couple months to get everything unpacked. I think the advantage you get with an in-ground pool is that you can get deep, they go deeper. And sometimes, in the pools that I swim in when I was a kid, I always loved going down to the bottom. You can only go down, the pool at its deepest is maybe, 40, 42 inches. So, I mean, yes, you can go underwater and all that, but I don't know. I enjoyed going down to the bottom. It'd be fun maybe to have an 8 foot deep pool or maybe even deeper. Yeah, it was definitely worth it, I think, to do the mover routine. It's they got everything into the house real quick. All I had to do is basically just supervise, say that goes there, that goes there, that goes the other place. Yeah, a diving board would be fun too. That is something that I kind of miss with a in-ground pool. Not that I ever had an in-ground pool, but I've been in in-ground pools, and the diving board is cool. Any advice for someone who wants to start a vlog? Just find something you enjoy doing, and keep in mind that it's gonna take a while to build an audience. I was really lucky because I had Jordan push me, and Jordan promoted me too. But just make accept the fact that you're gonna put in a lot of work. I mean, even at this stage, I'm not making a lot of money doing this. It would definitely I would save more money if I stopped doing it than I make from doing it. But it's funny, my JFK video is trending again, and so I'm getting a lot of new subscribers right now. Oh yeah, most of you heard of me from Jordan. Was it real expensive? I assume you're talking the movers. The movers, I think, were I don't remember exactly, but probably about $2,000. So yeah, it was a little pricey, but they did all the work. And I mean, it was the middle of July. It was 95 degrees out. I didn't have to be out in the, out in the sun and the heat. I just basically just chilled out in the garage or in the house with the air conditioning on full blast and got it all done in one day. I mean, you remember it was more complicated for me because I had not only the apartment that they had to unload and move, but also the two storage lockers. And one of the storage lockers was massive because I mean, I had a whole house full of stuff in there. And so they had to, move stuff from three different locations over to my new place and get it moved into the house. So yeah, the Pods company. I mean, ultimately, it was the best thing that ever happened that they tried to go cheapskate on me that because they did when they didn't deliver my stuff when they promised because they lost my order or something like that or forgot to document that I needed stuff moved and they decided to be cheap on it and so it caused me to move all the stuff into a storage locker and that saved me a ton of money because it was going to be a few $1,000s a month to rent those pods to keep the stuff there. So over a period of 4 or 5 weeks I emptied the pods and moved them into the storage lockers, and that was way more beneficial because I mean I think the storage lockers combined were $200 a month. So compare that to $2,000 a month for the pods. It was a good deal in the long run. But yeah, it was a ton of money because in terms of getting the pods and then picking them up, storing them, and transporting them to Texas. I mean, yeah, it was a lot of money. Yes, it was super. Oh, yeah, you remember when I was unloading the pods because that was the summer before I moved into the house, and it was 95 degrees every day, and I'd go fill up a U-Haul truck, drive it back, and I had to do that 4 or 5 times. Yeah, that's another reason why I probably wouldn't want to move again. It is a pain in the neck to do it. And I only did one round trip each time I did it. So it was like one, I do it the next weekend and then I do it the weekend after that. But yeah, working hard, moving, and I mean, a lot of stuff I have, I probably should have had two people there to help me. You know, I, I moved that desk by hand, one person and a hand truck. And that was what I had to do to move it. Hey, top vloggers. Hello, Virgie. I've only had to move into like 4 times though. So in my life so far, into my first apartment, into the house, into the second apartment, into the house, and I'm done with that now. I don't want to move anymore. There's no reason why I have to anymore. Yeah, and in my case, it probably would have been good because there were a lot of things that once I got here in the house, um, I got rid of. Because I had um, you know, a bed that I got rid of. I got rid of the old refrigerator. I got rid of a washer and dryer. This is all just stuff I've been, sitting on that I moved with me that I probably could have made my job a little bit easier if I just gotten rid of it before I left California. But Yeah, king size bed moving alone, that doesn't sound like a lot of fun either. Wow, almost an hour into this. I'm actually right on track with my water too. Almost done with the first water. Yeah, it is amazing how much stuff you accumulate, and you don't really realize that until you have to move. Well, and I'm sort of the same way with Index. A lot of the things I have memories to me, and so I don't want to get rid of them. Yeah, sometimes you can do that too, is to put it out on the curb and let someone take it. But I kind of am reluctant to do that because this is kind of a nice neighborhood, and it looks kind of trashy sometimes when you do that. I did that a little bit in California too. There were some things that I didn't want anymore, and I just put them out in front of the garage and said free to anyone who wants it. And then a few days later, I get a complaint from the HOA. Ugh. Yeah, I saw this morning that he posted a video about his grandfather. Haven't watched it yet. Hey, Eric. How's it going? Looks like something happened to one of Matt's videos back there. I was looking like there's a little red or a little white box in the middle. I think, what the heck is that? Let's see what's going on here. Hang on a second. I don't know how that happened. Somehow the video got paused. Must have been an electrical glitch or something. Whatever. We got to get Matt's views up and a subscriber count up because we want him to keep doing that because those are great videos. He's doing like a Star Wars intro. That's funny. I'm seeing the text fly up. You know how on the beginning of Star Wars, the text appears the screen and it kind of appears to go off into the distance as it tells as it kind of catches you up with where you're supposed to be. Yeah, he's doing a similar Star Wars intro there. Yeah, they are great for relaxation. I'm glad he's continuing doing things. Sometimes with Matt, I know he gets into things. He's really excited about it for a while, and then he kind of loses interest in it. And so I'm kind of glad that he got into this and he's continuing to do it. Because I noticed today he's got like 1,100 videos up. At some point, it's gonna take off. People are gonna realize it, and YouTube's gonna start promoting it because that's perfect. 1,100 just really beautiful beach scenes. Rhonda doesn't know what relaxation is. Yeah, I like listening to the wind chimes in the backyard too, along with the birds. No, he's not gotten to the point where he can monetize yet. You got to hit 1,000 subscribers to do that, and I think he's about a third of that. Let's see, where is he? Blah, 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 blah. Apparently, I'm doing a live stream. Yeah, he's got 317 subscribers, so he's got a long ways to go. Do I agree that this ad is relevant? No, that's why I'm shutting it down. But yeah, he does some great videos. I hope at some point that he does get a little bit of revenue off of that because he works hard for it. Okay, gotta catch up here. I was talking there for a while and didn't. I haven't been in the pool yet, but I think maybe this weekend, depending on what the weather does. We're supposed to get a lot of rain this weekend, so I don't know. We'll see. Got a little bit last night. Yeah, I like doing Flash videos. People like to see the videos of Flash. Yeah, that is really cool because yeah, he could just do pictures, but no, they're videos and they're like 20 minutes long each. So, it's just you can sit there and stare at it. I mean, right there, he's just got looks like he's just got a beach scene. Yeah, just looking down, kind of parallel to the water there. No more kids and animals. Yeah, that's probably a good idea. Logan loves Flash and wants a turtle now, huh? That would be a great idea too, John. Playing them in dentist offices. That's a real stressful place to be. And if you could just watch videos, of while you're having your procedure done, put the earphones on so you can hear the sounds. But I've always thought they'd be great just for like screensavers for people who are work. You know, you're not using your computer right now. Put on Matt's videos and have Hawaii on your computer. Yeah, I don't have any inside plants just to avoid the cats eating them. I think the only thing I have is that clipping I brought with me from California, and that's in the window. And one time I had it here on the shelf behind me for the live stream, and I left it there for a day, and Bite and Nibble both ate on it. So like a couple of leaves right near the pot are damaged because they have cat teeth marks in them. But it's doing really well. In fact, if you look at it, you can almost sort of see it there in the background, and it's actually crawling up the wall there. So it's gone all the way across the ledge of that window, and it's now starting to climb up the wall. That is the only thing I brought with me plant-wise from California that survived, and that was the last thing I thought would survive because I basically it was just a leaf clipping that I bought that I cut off of the plant, and I just put it in a glass of water, and I brought it here in a glass of water. I thought for sure it wouldn't even survive the trip, but it not only survived the trip, it's still alive. What's the name of Matt's channel? It's called Island Horizon Videos. Let's see here. Yeah, that's it right there. So you get a chance, check it out. Like I said, he's got 1,100 videos. You know, give him some subscribers. Recommend it to your friends. I'd love to have as much of an impact on his channel as Jordan had on mine. All right, so I did a service to the Sear house by shaking the kitty treat jar a while ago and waking up the toxic twins because I guess they're tearing around the house right now. Told them if they don't behave, you'll trade them for a loyal dog. Am I doing anything for the 4th of July? Let's see. Is it 4th of July? I guess it starts with is the 4th of July workday. 4th of July is a Tuesday, so it is not a workday. I don't know. We'll see. Last year, remember I went to the fireworks show down at McLean Stadium, saw the Commodores. That was actually a great day. Oh, Yvonne just posted on I assume she means the Facebook page here. Let's see. Let's see her plant if I can find this here. That's where I need to be. Oh, wow. Yeah, that's what Yvonne just posted. So that's what the plant looked like, I guess, before the cats got to it. It's a beautiful plant. I think you're kind of right, Rhonda. Those plants seem to survive anything because that's probably the oldest plant that I've got. Well, it is the oldest plant that I got. I mean, I guess the trees in the front yard are older, but that plant actually existed the entire time that I lived in my house in California. I actually had it in the apartment that I lived in before. My mom got it for me decades ago for a house plant. I managed to somehow not kill it in the apartment for the time I was there, moved it into the house in California, managed to keep it alive there, and at some point decided I don't know what to do with it, so I just planted it in the backyard under the patio cover, and it just took over under the patio cover. And so when I left, it's like, okay, well, I want to take it with me, and I just took a clipping, and it's still alive. Just subscribe to Matt's channel. That's great. Let's see here. Yes, you did. I see it. It was 317. Now it's 318. Thank you very much. It just scratched the plant mold. That's a drag. What was Lionel Richie at the coronation? It shows how little I paid attention to that. No, they're my old hats. When I was in California last year, you remember I visited the USS Iowa, and I got that hat from them. That was kind of fun. And a vintage Jordan Lion hat when he was in Paris. And that one is from when I went to the Temple Train Museum. And that was kind of fun. My 20th Century Motor Corporation hat. And then of course another vintage Jordan Lion hat. You can grow anything in the house but outside. Well, I guess if you got radioactive soil, that's going to be a problem. Oh, Yvonne's going to take a picture of the after of the plant, huh? My mom used to grow African violets. What was the channel again? I assume you mean Matt's channel. It's called Island Horizon Videos. Let's see. There's what it looks like right there. Definitely go check him out. Like I said, he's got more than 1,100 videos right now. And, a lot of them are just like that. He'll put the camera on a tripod, pointed at the water, and shoot 20 minutes of it. So very soothing, very relaxing stuff. Yeah, I've heard that about that they're hard to grow. Lionel Richie and King Charles were good friends. Okay, all right. Yeah, I guess I didn't know that, but I have no interest at all in the coronation. It's you know it doesn't interest me. I'm not at all. You know. Okay, so yeah, he takes clippings and regrows them. Yeah, a lot of people I guess can do that. Do I store any of my collections? Or are they mostly a display around the house? There's certain things I have like in boxes. You remember, a year or two ago, I showed you a vintage newspaper collection that I inherited from my grandmother and kind of added to. That's just in a box. And of course, I got a whole bunch of family photos and stuff like that. And that's all. That I repurposed my bedroom dresser when I got the new one. I repurposed the old one. It's now a place where I store my old photos. Yeah, I guess I've heard of people having grow lights too. I think my grandmother had uh, grow lights in the basement where she grew some plants. It's now on the page. Okay, let's take a look at this here. That's the old one. Not seeing the new one yet here. Let's see the before picture. I don't know, maybe I gotta let's shut down Facebook and reload it. Sometimes it only reloads parts of it. Let's see if that helped. Yeah, it might just be taking a while to upload. You're a royalist, huh? Okay. All right, you just subscribed. All right, yeah, we're gonna let's push Jordan over 1,000 here, or not Jordan. Jordan's already way over 1,000. Let's push Matt over 1,000. I'm sure the 27 people in here can be very instrumental of in getting another 700 subscriptions for Matt. Come on, people, we can do it. You know, you all have 20 YouTube channels. I didn't see it. Let's see. Maybe it's there now. Oh, yeah, now it's there. It just took a minute to put it up here. Holy cow! Yeah, they did a number on that just for review. There's the before and the after. Yep, cats will do that. Yeah, it'd be boring if we all like the same things. First off, there'd be no reason for you to come on the live streams because it'd just be, well, yeah, I already know what the answer is. You like the same things I like. How boring would that be? Logan wants one of her own. What does she want one of her own of? That mom says no. I've gotten that kind of feedback from my boss too. He was talking to me about something the other day, and he says, "I have a way of saying things humorously that where I can actually insult you, but you walk away laughing." And then all of a sudden you'll stop and think, like, wait, he just insulted me. Yeah, it's about 1:20. It's time for Gene to go to church. Have a good church, Gene. See you next time. Oh, that was okay. So that wasn't the after. That was the intermediate step. They wiped it all out, huh? Wow. Not a fan of collective thought. Yeah, I know it's too Borg-like. The only place in the house that I haven't painted is, well, the mud room, or going out to the garage, and I probably won't do anything there, and the master bathroom. And I don't know if I'm going to do anything there either. I don't I don't hate the color that's in there. I had to paint the rest of the house because I couldn't stand the colors that were in here. This house, right before they moved, they painted most of the house gray. I don't know what it is with gray, but apparently that's the color that realtors really like right now. Because my realtor had me paint my house gray too. They think it makes it look modern or something like that. I think it makes it look like a dungeon, but whatever. I guess some people are really inspired or influenced to buy if they like the colors. Me, if I could come into this place could have, somebody could have painted it by putting the paint in a paint shaker with a lid off and just had it spray paint and Jackson Pollock the whole house, and I could still look at it and say, okay, I don't like the paint, but I like the house. I can see past that, and I'd know that I was going to paint it anyway, so I don't care what color it is. But I guess there's a lot of people that are influenced by that. If you do a repair in your dishwasher, yeah, been there. I did a vlog on that a couple years ago. Okay, the picture is how it looks now. So they stripped to the bones, and this is actually the after shot, but it's come back a little bit. Well, that's good. It's still alive. Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, this house, most of it was gray. They kept the two bedrooms their original color. I gotta admit, I don't even remember what the color was in the cat room before I painted. You remember, I painted that room before I even moved in. I do remember that the color in the guest bedroom was pink, and that had to go. That was fine. It was a girl's bedroom, but yeah, no, I am not going to have a pink room here. That is not me. I just bumped my TV tray here, and I knocked some of the water on the TV tray here. Got to mop things up here. Sorry about that. The pitfalls of live broadcasting. A lot of the stuff that I did in this house is inspired by what I had in the old house. The kitchen in the old house was a yellow, very similar to this. I don't like this yellow as well as the one I had in the house in California, but it's good enough. And in terms of the house here, the light blue and the dark blue, those are the exact colors I had in the house in California, and so that's absolutely inspired by that. In fact, the cat room in California was kind of a green color too. Yeah, I'm kind of with you, Yvonne. I like blues and greens too. A lot of the house here is blue and green because it's You know, the main area is the blues, and the cat room is green. And my master bedroom is green. You get kind of a dark, kind of a chocolate milk look in the living room, huh? That's Yeah, I mean that's cool. It might be a little dark for my taste. I One of the things I like is colors that kind of light up the room. Now it's weird because in my bedroom in California, I actually painted it brown because I want it to be really dark in there. Yeah, I agree with you. White walls are boring. Now I do have a lot of white in the house. You know, the common theme in the house here is the ceilings everywhere are white. In reality, the walls in the hallway are also white. You may not notice that there's a difference between this wall and this wall, but there is. This one's the same blue as all the rest here, but it's all white down the hall. But I think I did that just because I wanted to lighten up the room because the hall is really dark because there's no windows there, and in reality, the only light that gets in there comes in from the cat room because that's the only of the three rooms there that have windows: the guest bedroom, the master bedroom, and the cat room. That's the only one I keep open because I want to keep the cats out of the other two rooms. So there's no natural light bleeding out into the hallway. And that was part of the reason I put the really super bright lights on the ceiling because it was dark in that hallway. They had this little underpowered light that used to be there. And you know, if I'm gonna be displaying my posters there, it's gotta be well lit. Okay, a lot of comments popping by here. I gotta scroll back here, see what I missed. Yeah, the appliances were very nice in the kitchen. The inside of the house was really, really well taken care of. The only thing that they never really got inspired with was plants outside because you know they had just some shrubs that kind of went around the house, and there's the same thing everywhere. There was no variety. It was a little bit boring. So that's something I've done a lot, especially in the front yard. You know, get some color out there, get a lot of variety, different things. It makes the yard look nice. I've had the neighbors compliment me on how nice the yard looks. So I've never heard of taupe referred to as fart tan, but I do like the idea of like a robin's egg blue. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing wrong with doing a room white, but yeah, you got to have a little accent there. Like I said, I elected to go white down the hall because I've got all the posters, and that adds so much color to it. And the white just reflects the light in there, what little light is in there, and it makes it uh, look better, I think. Anyone like wallpaper? I have never done wallpaper in my house. I don't like it. I had wallpaper in my bedroom when I was a kid, but I was never really that much of a fan of it. My parents were into it at one point, but eventually, they tore everything down. Yeah, urine yellow doesn't sound that good in the kitchen. Do the border in the living room. I have the crown molding, and that kind of adds contrast too, I think. Tracy says the colors I chose make the room look open and big. Actually, the room looks open and big because it's open and big. This is a massive room. This is one of the real selling points because this room is front to back is probably 30 feet, and it's probably 50 feet from this wall to that wall. So this is a really really big room. It's one of the things I really like about this house. A lot of things I like about it, but that's definitely one of them. Yeah, that was the problem with wallpaper. It was always a pain to get it off. And I mean, another issue that kind of makes it, there's real serious texture on the stucco here. It isn't just flat drywall. They've textured it. And so that looks horrible with wallpaper because then you have all these lumps. So fortunately, I've never really been that much of a fan of it. So there was never any desire to do it. My house in California had texture. This one has texture. And I think we just do better with the paint. And you can paint over paint. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get Rhonda to be our recruiter here, get more people to join the Facebook page. I think we only got like 402 people there. Is that what it is? Yeah, 402 members. Let's boost that up too. We need to get people on Matt's channel, Island Horizon videos, and on the Facebook page. It's funny. I was looking at the garden outside this morning, and one of the tomato plants from last year apparently survived and is starting to grow again. So in the garden, in the section there with the Brussels sprouts and the broccoli, I'm going to have a tomato plant in there too. It's right in the middle of things. So maybe we'll get some tomatoes this year. See, that's another one of the things I love about Waco is I have big plots of land here. I'm on a plot of land that's 100 feet front to back and 120 feet. No, it's 100 feet, 120 feet front to back and 100 feet side to side. So that's a big, massive chunk of land. Boston cream cupcakes. Huh. Is it good? Maybe that's one you could send us. I wouldn't mind doing a dessert type recipe. I don't do a whole lot of desserts, do I? It's mostly like entrees. And yeah, liking the vlogs never hurts. That's always appreciated. Works on the live streams too. You found a recipe for Reese's dessert. Texas style blueberry cobbler. That sounds good too. If any of them turn out good, Spaniel Mom, send them my way. Oh, but if I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it with fresh ingredients. We'll go buy fresh blueberries because that's just who I am. I better get going on the water here. We're more than halfway through the second hour here, and I haven't even touched my second glass of water yet. I'm slipping. Yeah, I like blackberries too. Like I tried growing blackberries last year, didn't work. That would be fun to have some blackberries. So maybe that's one of those things I got to plant in a pot. Yours were fresh, but you froze them. Okay. Okay. Everybody type quietly. Charlotte's asleep. I'll sleep on the couch. That's good. Well, I'll keep it quiet here. Boysenberry too. Yeah, I love boysenberries. When I was a kid, we used to call them poison berries. I don't know if I've ever had gooseberries. That isn't like a road apple, is it? No, but they are wild. They kind of look like small green grapes, huh? Huh. What do they taste like? Are they? They don't taste like grapes, do they? I was just in the grocery store the other day. I saw that they're starting to have peaches. I can't wait to get into peach season again. When you were a kid, some neighbors' houses were covered with blackberry bushes. I'd love to have that. Oh yeah, I don't have a problem with the skin of a peach. And we get really, really good peaches here. I was talking to my mom. She was asking if I'm feeding flash strawberries, and I said no, I haven't really done that. And I mentioned, we don't get the big, grapefruit-sized strawberries here in Texas that they do in California. But I was thinking just the other day, but we get Georgia peaches, and those are awesome. I forgot how much I love peaches, but I went to the store last year and got some. It's like they were just amazing. I was eating peaches all summer. You're going to make pickles this year. I've thought about doing that too. That'd be kind of fun. I mean, I've done pickled jalapenos. I've done pickled okra. You did pickled beets one year. I'm not a beets fan. That was uh that was something that my grandparents were really into when I was a kid. We'd go visit them, and they'd always have beets for meals. Like I was never a fan. I've never had beets since. They just don't do it for me. Oh, watermelon's good. Really, Heinz has a pickle kit? That's interesting. I never knew that. I've got actually a pickle recipe that I inherited from my mom. It was some guy that they knew in Minnesota who used to make his own pickles, and apparently they were really good. And they got a hold of the recipe, and my mom got it. It's in my collection now. Strawberry rhubarb pie. That sounds good. Yeah, and I dehydrated watermelon doesn't be it isn't watermelon anymore if it's dehydrated. It's just melon. Apple rhubarb sounds good too. I was looking at the recipe. It seemed like kind of a like it'd be kind of a sweet pickle because one of the ingredients was a lot of sugar. And I don't know. I like my pickles to be a little bit more tangy. I might have to try that at some point though and see what comes up. Okay, Spaniel Mom just posted something to the Facebook page here. Let's see if we can. Oh, there it is. Okay, it's the pickling kit. But it's funny. It looks like it's just a plastic pack that has the cucumbers and all the ingredients. So basically, you're just taking the ingredients, mixing it together, and interesting. I don't know. There you go. If you ever wondered, I've never seen that. I like oranges too. I've got oranges in the refrigerator. I snack on those too. I'm eating more fruit now than I used to do. I've got apples and oranges, and or like I said, we're coming into peach season, so I'll have that. We're coming into grape season, so I'll have those. No, I don't put salt on fruit. Why would you do that? Fruit's perfect as it is. Yeah, I've heard of people putting on a watermelon too. I don't get that. I don't put salt on a lot of things, even vegetables. What kind of apples? I like sweet apples. I think the ones I usually get are like red delicious apples. But I like my apples a little sweeter than more sweet than tart. Yeah, asparagus is good too. I like asparagus. No, I do like the taste of salt, but not on veggies for the most part. Look, I like spicy things, but there's certain things that doesn't work on. I can't imagine spicy seasoning on a watermelon. It just, I don't know. Maybe it's just one of those things that's really really great, but I don't know. It doesn't sound that good to me. Yeah, well, peaches are kind of interesting because you know there's a time where they're not ripe enough yet, and then they're hard and they don't have much flavor. But just when they get to the point where it's nice and soft and real sweet and real juicy, peaches are hard to do because you know it could be all over the road in terms of flavor. But usually, what ends up happening is I wait until I get some at the grocery store that are really good, and then I go back over and over and over again and get more. Mark's having internet problems here, so we may lose him. That would be a drag. Watermelon is good with lettuce, feta cheese, and concentrated balsamic vinegar. I think I got to think about that for a little bit. Yeah, I'm not really a huge nectarine fan. I think the problem is they're too small. I got 11 minutes. Better drink up here. Well, I've had a little bit of water in the last 30 minutes, so we're in the last, I guess, 18 minutes here. There, that was a good drink. I've noticed that they've had watermelons at HEB here. I haven't really looked at the price, but they got like just a big box of them on a pallet out in front of the store. Yeah, I love large navel oranges. No seeds, real sweet and real juicy. Now the ones I have aren't really that sweet yet. It's got a little. I think we got to get a little bit more into the season before it's a little too early in the summer. Liver and pineapple pizza? No, I don't think so. I don't have a problem with pineapple, but I'm not a liver person. Even at the cheap store, at your cheap store, it's almost 10. Huh? That might just be because you're so far away from the source. Pecan pie is good. Yeah, yeah. I'm kind of with you, Rhonda. I'd rather eat my shoe. Thanks for stopping in, Tracy. It's good talking to you. I've thought about putting a couple of fruit trees in the yard. That'd be fun. I know my mom was probably screaming at me, "No, don't do it! Don't do it! You have to figure out what to do with all that fruit." I won't have any problem with getting rid of fruit. I'll bring it to work and people will take it. Yeah, what I would probably do is we had a peach tree in the yard when I was a kid in California, and that was great. I'd probably do a peach tree, maybe an orange tree, maybe a lemon tree, because there's a lot of things that I like lemons for. I'll use lemon a lot of time as seasoning on veggies over salt. Yeah, I've never been enough of a fan of avocado to grow avocados. Yeah, I love how much yard I have too. That was one of the things I was looking for when I bought the house. I wanted a nice yard. I actually wanted a bigger yard than this, but I'm actually happy with this one. Yeah, I don't like avocado enough where I'd use enough of them. The only thing I really like that's avocado based is like guacamole, and I don't have enough need to eat that much of it. Lemon, oranges, peaches. Yeah, I'd find something to do with that. I'd eat them and I'd give them away. That would be another part of it too. It'd take a long time for, I'd have to get, trees that are almost ready to produce. Yeah, I'm kind of with you, Yvonne. I like lemon on a lot of things too. Have a nice day, Ruth. Great. Thanks for stopping in. Pineapple trees would be great too, but I don't know uh, how much demand I'd have for pineapple. No, pool pump still isn't working. Every time I turn it on, it trips the breaker. So there's something wrong. I'm going to probably have to replace it. Not so much into tangerines as I am into oranges. Mainly because I like the size of oranges. I like an orange that's like the size of a softball. It's too much work for a tangerine for the little bit of fruit you get out of it. Yeah, I thought about that when you mentioned pineapple too. That was like, where would you grow pineapple in Canada? Yeah, I've never really thought about pineapple pie. Okay, we got one vote against the guacamole here. That happens. Oh, be nice, Yvonne. He's allowed to hate guacamole. I mean, I love pineapple. It's I wouldn't have a problem having that, but I don't ever get to the point where it's like, gee, I really got a craving for pineapple right now. Oranges, lemons, peaches, I could totally see doing that. And I got a massive yard that would accommodate that. Plus the fact Flash would love the peaches. Yeah, sounds like Ron is going to check out here a few minutes before the end. But it sounds like we got a commitment to be here next week, so that's a good thing. I like grapefruit juice, but not when it's mixed with something else. And it's got to be unsweetened grapefruit juice. I'm not into the pink grapefruit juice. It's too sweet. I'll see you next week, Charlotte and Logan. Thanks for coming and watching. And I know Nana sends your love and kisses back. I like pears too, but pears are another one of those things that I don't really have a craving for. Yeah, I don't have a problem with the texture of pears. It's just it doesn't make my mouth water the way like an orange or a peach will. Yeah, kiss to the toxic twins too. Absolutely, if you can catch them, and if they aren't too toxic. All right, that's the end of the water. So we must be coming close to the end here. Yeah, succulent peach. That sounds really good right now. I can't wait for the peaches to start coming in. Like I said, a couple days ago, I was in the grocery store and I saw they had like little peaches, so they're getting there. But they got to be big and they got to be soft. Now, sometimes you get them a little underripe and then you store them for a couple days, and they get good. All right, we're losing Yvonne too here. And Jean. Yeah, well, I don't know. I guess if the viewer rate goes down to zero here, I can stop early, huh? Because this extra minute is just going to really kill me. Yeah, I don't like avocado that much. Guacamole is fine, but it's like got to be like if you're having it on chips or Mexican food or something like that. But that's your right. You're allowed to not like something. I would bet you there's things that you like that I'm not really a fan of too. What's going on here? I guess you just shot a really dark video. All right, so it sounds like the conversation is kind of lagged here a little bit, and we've hit our 2 hour mark. So I'm going to pull the plug on this one. Thanks everyone for watching. I had a good time today. See you again next week. Good night.